comment, and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel. There is an Amadou Onana medical that is underway, and then we are having Højbjerg. Here we go. Has been sounded by the most credible person that you'll ever want to hear. Here we go, coming in from, that is Fabrizio Romano. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. We are powered by Muno Gadgets 256. And if at all you are in need of what we call if at all you are in need of new phones and new laptops, new iPads, you can talk about laptops, call that number +256 70 99 88 665. That is Mono Gadgets for you. And if at all you really want to get used phones and laptops from UK, that is the right number to obviously coming through and really call up into the mix. So that is Mono Gadgets. They've gone ahead obviously inject money into this channel, and obviously you can as well reciprocate the love by really doing the needful and obviously supporting them. So phones, laptops, obviously they are your solution. You can call it the phone and laptop clinic. They can really sort you and give you the best that you deserve. And I've already told you that they have a new package. If at all you are really abroad and you feel like you want them to do deliveries to your mother, father, siblings, loved one, you know, you can even surprise your loved one. You can tell them that, please, I want to surprise my loved one and I want to buy him or her an iPhone, like all 14 Pro, 14 or 15 Pro Max, you get? And then they'll obviously wrap it very well and they deliver it to the person that you want it to be delivered to. You understand? So that's what comes in with Mono Gadgets, and that's why we are with them in here onto this channel. We thank God for the gift of life. Those that have been to church, welcome back. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and let's obviously get on well and really get this deal or this story digested like no other. I'd love to thank everyone who has been really waiting for a little bit. I scheduled this for, I think I've been late for like 9 minutes. Not so, I've been late for like 7 minutes, but never say never, I'm here. Thank you Sabra for watching through, Michael Francis for watching through, and Okori Alex, thank you for watching in through. And let's obviously start it off with what we've gonna hit to be told by the club of Arsenal. And guess what? Fabrizio Romano was the first person to obviously sound something important about this deal, and he said the following. Let me try to show you before it obviously came to pass and really came to announcement. Fabrizio Romano had lots of things to say about this deal into the mix, and he's the man that really came up and really told us that Aston have gonna hit obviously put in a bid for this young man known as Tommy Setford. He underwent his medical, and after undergoing his medical, Fabrizio Romano broke the story that he is really a gooner, and obviously he underwent his medical and he has just gone ahead to sign his contract papers today. After signing his contract papers, the rest was history, and the player came in through to obviously put in a very huge shift as anticipated and expected into the mix. So that's exactly what we went ahead to happen at the club of Arsenal, and the player has gone ahead to sign. He has spoken to the Arsenal media, and hope you guys have gone ahead to really understand that he's really great. After I really show you exactly how this boy has really gone ahead to obviously talk about his career at Arsenal, then you'll come in through and really thank me later. So this is what Fabrizio Romano first put up today before Arsenal went ahead obviously make that huge announcement that Tommy Setford has signed his contract as new Arsenal goalkeeper from Ajax. He was the first person to obviously break it, and after signing his contract, Arsenal came up and obviously put up a very good article onto this guy. They said official 18-year-old goalkeeper Tommy Setford has joined us in a permanent transfer from Ajax Stadium. That's what Aston went ahead obviously put up, and the article further ahead went ahead to read as follows, that it read that the England youth international, who was born in the Netherlands, has developed through Ajax's academy, representing the young Ajax development sides in recent seasons. Academy manager Paul Mitasaka had something to say that you're obviously going to reveal. Now, the most important bit of it all is that as other players are really leaving Arsenal on a free, as young stars complaining of not having what we call a direct path to the first team, this one is coming in through, and he goes by the names of Tommy Setford. Tommy Setford is an 18-year-old England under 18 international, and he's really doing a lot of jobs to obviously get himself up and running and really find himself into the ilk of really giving the people the best that they deserve into the business. So, as Kozia Dobry has joined Brighton, Obi Chido Martin, he's joining Manchester United or Bayern Munich. This guy is up and running and is like, I want to be at Arsenal at 18 years of age. And I think one of the reasons as to why Arsenal have gone ahead obviously sign in this player is simple. Arsenal look like they won't be having a goalkeeper who is really a senior in Aaron Ramsdale or David Raya during their trip to the US, because all these players played in the finals of the Euros and they have to rest for like a minimum of 3 weeks. So Arsenal are going in with Karl Hein, one, and they're going in with Tommy Setford, and I think Nyegard will obviously join them. So those might be the 3 goalkeepers that Arsenal really gonna be really flaunting in there for that side. And don't be surprised if at all this goalkeeper is given chance to be in between the stitches for the club of Arsenal. And I just can't wait to see the traveling list of players of Arsenal. I think it's really going to be out today, because on Sunday and today, Arsenal really going to be traveling to the US. So I'm just eagerly waiting to see whether this boy is really going to be, or this teenager is going to be onto the list that Arsenal is willing to obviously fly with to the US. You understand? Now, after that, Tommy Setford has come out and really said the following, that I want to thank Arsenal for this opportunity. I can't wait to hit the ground running. I already know Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis Kelly. They are great guys and I can have a good laugh with them. I spent a few camps with them, so I know them well. I just saw them for a quick meet and greet. I'm looking forward to learning new things next season and pushing myself to another level. For the short term, it's very important now to get a feel for the group and start to know everyone. So this is what Tommy Setford has going to officially put out as the first Arsenal, I think in the academy, I think it's the second signing, right? Nyegard was the first signing and this is the second signing, and is a goalkeeper after the exodus of very many goalkeepers from the academy of Arsenal. So they've gone to recruit others, and Tommy Setford is like, I'm here to obviously prove a point and put in a very huge goal. And he knows Ethan Nwaneri and Lewis Kelly, and they at once met into the camp of, I think, the under 18s, under 19s of the side of England. And I guess what? He's really going to come in through and put in a very big shift into the mix. He's a very good player that has going to obviously put in a very huge shift in his career, and no one doubts what he has to bring on the table. And he has also going to further explain to us on why he picked Arsenal. He said, at Ajax, I've been there 10, 11 years, and now Arsenal came along. I think that is the best tape I could have made. So he's like, I've been at Ajax for all those years, meaning that he has been there for close to 7, all 8 years. And he was like, this is the best time for me to make that huge step into that direction, to see that all really goes on as to plan in the mix. So all what the world has to say is simple, that everything is really great in there for the club of Arsenal, and they're strengthening the academy. And I tell you what, for every side that won't strengthen its academy, it's really going to be hard for them to spend a lot of money. If you look at the price at which players in the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, between 18 and 25 that really finished articles go for, you'll obviously feel like you cannot really make these signings official. You get all make them come to pass. You can go to a side known as Arsenal and look at those youngsters like Declan Rice, who came in 2024, they paid £105 million. Kai Havertz, 24 years of age, £67 million. But if at all you obviously get in your player who is really young and talented, you really initiate him well into the first team, I tell you, then Arsenal won't have a lot to spend. All else, they might be using this as a bargain to get in these players on the cheap and maybe sell them to obviously create more and more and more and more money from the sales and make profits. Because if Arsenal sell this player or loan him out, like in the next 2 seasons, if they loan him out, then they'll see themselves getting huge money, as in loan fees. And then if at all they are to sell him when he performs very well, they can get like 20 million pounds out of him. And him being English, he might even be more expensive, because if Arsenal secure him a deal in the championship team and he looks great, he can come in and really be sold for like 30-40 million pounds. Remember how much Arsenal bought Aaron Ramsdale from a championship team. That was it, Sheffield, I think. They bought him for 30 million pounds. You get? And this young lad is really great, and he plays well with he expresses his well with the foot on his legs, and he obviously puts in a very huge shift. So that shows you exactly what this boy is all about and what it means to obviously have him through at the club of Arsenal. So I think he has gone ahead to come in through at the right juncture. He has explained to us that why he has gone ahead to come in through at the side of Arsenal and why he has gone ahead to leave Ajax. And for everyone who really knows exactly what Ajax is all about, they are really one of the best academies in the world. And look at Onana. You get? Onana was at the academy of Ajax, and you see how his ball distribution is and how he does his stuff, meaning that this might be another Onana in making, and he might really be one of those goalkeepers to surprise the side of Arsenal. And Arsenal has really taken long without getting in those players from the academy to obviously mature into very best players under Mikel Arteta. And I think that's one of the things that they have to obviously work on their portal, to see to it that they getting these youngsters involved into the game needs to be rectified and really made better for the club of Arsenal. But this guy is going to be playing at Arsenal. Tommy Setford is a gunner, and nothing is really going to stop him from obviously getting to where he deserves to be, because he has the world at his feet. If you see him play, you'll thank me later. He's a very good goalkeeper. And Setford said on his style, I'm a very attacking goalie. I always think a step ahead, and I read a game very well. I'm just a calm goalie. So he's just explaining to us what he brings to the side of Arsenal, and it's all about him coming in through and obviously be calm on the ball and showing us that he can do lots of things that most people really dream of. You know, in the modern game right now, if you are not a ball-playing goalkeeper, press resistant, you cannot obviously be one of those goalkeepers that an elite team will obviously want to love. For example, tell us the reason as to why Aaron Ramsdale is no longer the first choice goalkeeper of Arsenal. The reason is Aaron Ramsdale is not good at ball distribution. His ball distribution is good, but it's not elite. David Raya is an elite ball-playing goalkeeper, and he's really great. And that has going to obviously get him lots of things, and he has found himself winning lots and lots and lots of starting moments ahead of Aaron Ramsdale. Yet in actual sense, Aaron Ramsdale is a better shot stopper than Aaron Ramsdale. Than David Raya. When that goes into your ears, what comes to your mind? You get? When that goes to your ears, that a shot stopper who is not good at ball distribution obviously finds himself in a position of really being overtaken or overridden by a goalkeeper who is a less shot stopper but a better ball distributor, confirms to you that now the most important bit of it all is being a ball distributor. You know, if you're a ball distributor, you express well with the ball at your feet, you can easily come up and really do the needful and really cause a lot of problems. So those goalkeepers that are really short stoppers but are not good at expressing themselves, the foot with the ball at their foot. So that is huge for this young goal. He says he is a very good goalkeeper, and he's calm, and he is an attacking goalkeeper who obviously distributes that ball evenly to everyone. That's what makes him special, and that's what makes him stand out as a player. So welcome this guy, and let's see close to 300 likes smashed on this video, and continue to subscribe because we want to hit the magic number of 23,000 subscribers onto this channel. Now, Paul Mertesacker, he's by the way the head of the academy and the overseer of the academy project of Arsenal. He said, "We welcome Tommy to Arsenal. He's a young goalkeeper with big potential, and we look forward to supporting his development in the coming years. The first step of Tommy's development path with us will be to integrate into the under-21s academy group and try regularly with our first team goalkeeping group." Have you heard? Goalkeeping group. Goalkeeping group. So I won't be shocked if at all he's among the 4 players that are going to be appearing onto the player list of Arsenal. You get? Especially on their website. You understand that? We all understand that. David Raya is going to be there, topping the list. Then Carl Hayne might obviously coming through. And then Tommy Setford. You get? Then after, they'll have Bentley coming in through. And remember, Arsenal needs to really find itself getting in English players, because they're going to lose Aaron Ramsdale, and for that spot they have to replace it with an English player. And that is Tommy Setford for you. I think it has been huge business that is going to have to be done by the club of Arsenal. So that is Tommy Setford for you. He has going to have to put in a very good shift. He's now an Arsenal goalie, and he is really going to be part of the team that will be traveling to the States, I tell you, because if he's going to integrate into the Arsenal goalies, then he's going to be with Arsenal into the United States of America. Then let's go to the comment section and see what you people have to say. Subra Hamid, I welcome him warmly. All right, thank you. Michael Francis, hey bro David, this is Michael Francis. Thanks for the update about this young goalie, but I would like to know who is the next signing after the goalkeeper. By the way, Arsenal is also going to sign a second goalkeeper. You get? Dan, he's called Bentley. Dan Bentley is the goalkeeper that Arsenal really looking into to come and replace Aaron Ramsdale, as Aaron Ramsdale is knocking on the door to obviously leave the club of Arsenal. So the Arsenal is obviously going to get in Ricardo Carafiori. That is it. Ricardo Carafiori is going to be the next signing for the club of Arsenal, and they are still working on that deal, and very soon results will obviously be posted through a Here We Go. Okori Alex, I think it's Ricardo Carafiori. All right, yeah, he's next. Then Daniel Okuja Komboni, welcome back bro, once again. All right, by the way, today we started up with the recording, and now we are in with the live video. Mutebi Sula, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Opio Silva, well done, bro. Thank you. Zuma Richard, good evening, my dear friend. Arua is enjoying the updates. All right, Arua, West Nile. Dr. Francis, straight away from Boloba. All right, thank you. Henry Musasizi, let them sign serious players. I think they are in for Calafiori, and the Here We Go might obviously be dropping today. By the way, yesterday we thought the Here We Go was going to be dropping imminently, but it has lasted a little bit, and I'm really shocked that we might be starting another journey of waiting. You get? Last time they said it 2.5 to 3 weeks back. After 3 weeks, we've gonna obviously get in a confirmation that they're gonna reach an agreement, and we anticipated that a Here We Go was gonna be sounded by Fabrizio Romano, but nothing is gonna to be put up. So we are here to wait and see what everything is gonna be looking like, but we are here to obviously get in the best of the best and to see how things are really panning out in here onto this channel. But I know this time around, teams that wanted to hijack Ricardo Carafiori have been revealed to us, and soon we will see them announced by Fabrizio Romano into the mix. But Ricardo Carafiori is next and is coming in through. Daniel Okuja, bro, means Arsenal is not going for another goalkeeper, and you feed us with the news on Carafiori. Carafiori is going to have, its talks are really on, but those final touching talks. The goalkeeper, Arsenal going in for Dan Bentley, are going in for Dan Bentley, another goalkeeper, meaning that the hierarchy is going to have David Raya, Dan Bentley, Carl Hayne, and Tommy Setford into the mix. Then Black Denzo, hello Rokani, who is our next step if we are done with Calafiori? There is a striker from the Turkish national team that Arsenal is being linked up to, right? Arsenal is linked to that player, and I think he might be one of those, either Jokares or that player I think Arsenal is moving on to the centre forward next. Noradahan, stupidity. All right. All right. Then Mwesigwa Isaac, we don't entertain bad or really very bad language here. Then Mwesigwa Isaac, how much do they spend on Setford? 500,000, you know, 500,000, and that deal, we'll see that deal reach to 1 million euros, right? So that is it. Daniel Okuja Komboni, Rokani, any news about goalkeeper Lunin? And the first compared for me, Setford and Carl Hain. Now, for Lunin, I tell you, Lunin might be going to Chelsea. Arsenal is nowhere in close to getting in Lunin, because Lunin also wants to go to a team that's going to make him a first-choice goalkeeper, and Arsenal has its first-choice goalkeeper known as David Raya, and they're not willing to obviously come in through and see to it that they get him in as a second-choice goalkeeper. You understand? From Real Madrid, he showed his potential. After showing his potential, he wants obviously a team that wants to sign him as a first-choice goalkeeper, and Arsenal has already its first-choice goalkeeper in the names of David Raya. Obi should be loaded out instead of selling. Obi has his contract down at Arsenal. That's why he's looking out for where he deserves to be. Mwesigwa Isaac Mikel Arteta can let go Obi. He never let him go. They wanted to keep him, but the player was like, I don't want to be at Arsenal any longer. You get? He's looking to join Manchester United and Arsenal. You get? Sorry, Manchester United and Bayern Munich. Now, from there is a player that's really undergoing his medical. He goes by the names of Amadou Onana. And Fabrizio Romano told us that medical tests today for Amadou Onana as new Aston Villa player. He's expected to sign the contract on Monday. So, he's undergoing his medical at the side of Aston Villa. And by the way, very many teams were interested in Amadou Onana, Man United, Arsenal, and very many others. But Aston Villa really went ahead to win the race. Having gone ahead to see the deal of Douglas Luiz come to pass with Juventus, they obviously came in through to pay £50 million onto this deal. And this, here we go, our agreement was announced firstly by David Austin on the 13th of this month. Those are 8 days back. And he said exclusive Aston Villa in process of finalizing agreement with Everton to sign Amadou Onana, deal worth £50 million plus personal terms in place on long-term contract. 22-year-old Everton midfielder targeted by Unai Emery, plus keen to play for Spaniard, meaning that the player was keen to play. Then Mr. Here we go came in through, and he goes by the names of Fabrizio Romano, and this is what he had to say. Aston Villa have sent formal proposal worth £50 million for Amadou Onana. Negotiations are at advanced stages. Onana has already accepted Villa project as he wants to play UEFA Champions League football. Talks underway to get it done as soon as possible, as reported by David Austin. You understand? Then Fabrizio Romano, Mr. Here we go, came up and said Amadou Onana, that was on the 13th of July at 8:23 p.m. that Amadou Onana to Aston Villa, here we go. Deal done for £50 million fees and sell-on clause also included. Formal proposal accepted. 5-year deal for Amadou Onana at Aston Villa until June 2029. Medical being booked. Then deals had to be signed next week. You get? Then he told us that Amadou Onana will undergo his medical as new Aston Villa player as soon as possible. As he returns from holiday, the two clubs are preparing documents for the deal, plus add-ons and sell-on clause for the side of the midfielder. So Amadou Onana is undergoing his medical at the side of Aston Villa, and he's really going to be named their player and put into the public gallery for obviously showing us what he has to obviously do with what the world really wants to see him. Aston Villa is really trying to strengthen themselves. Second midfield signing after Ross Barkley, and it shows you how huge they've gone ahead to attack the market. After losing Douglas Luiz, they've gone ahead to get in Amadou Onana. But this Amadou Onana guy in particular was wanted by Arsenal, and this was obviously one of the players that Arsenal were really trying to move and really get in. And trust me, before this Here We Go came in through, we had a story coming in through from the Purple panel telling us that exclusive Arsenal remain firmly interested in signing Amadou Onana. Plans by Everton's prospective new owner slightly deferring talks after being granted an exclusive agreement. Arsenal hope a deal can be sorted after the internal resolutions at Everton. So, Arsenal was also interested in signing Amadou Onana. We all know that. And they've been looking at this player. And Arsenal had obviously gone ahead to make inquiries. But it looks like in the hierarchy of players they wanted to sign, he was like maybe the last signing. And I believe that Arsenal might be getting in a left back first in Carafiori, go to a centre forward, maybe a Jokares, go for a right winger, Pedro Neto, or Nico Williams, or any other player who is a right winger, or Leroy Sen, and obviously the midfielder will come in last, depending on how they would have gone ahead to move on players and how they believe their team will be really ready to go with or without those players in particular. So Amadou Onana has been a player that the world has always gone ahead to look at and appreciated, but he has gone ahead to end up at Arsenal. Now, with Amadou Onana off the list, Arsenal is left with the following players on their list: Bruno Guimaraes, Merino, Zubimendi, Yao Neves. I think they are those four. And out of those five, I think that's where Arsenal is really going to pick one who is really going to be the midfielder if at all Thomas Partey leaves. Remember, Arsenal's decision to obviously get in what we call Arsenal's decision to obviously get in what we call a midfielder will depend on the man known as Thomas Partey. That is it. If Thomas Partey stays at the club of Arsenal, Arsenal won't be getting in a midfielder. If Thomas Partey is sold, then Arsenal will obviously get in a midfielder at their stadium. That is it. So, thank you very much for watching through. Let me obviously go into your messages and see. Arteta, why buy new goalkeeper if Carl Hayne sign new contract? Sell top star OB to the rival United. They never sold him. The player is a free agent. He has to obviously find himself a place where to be. And the only way Arsenal will get in money, if at all OB, Martin Chido, is sold from Manchester United to another club, Arsenal will be having some huge money to obviously earn into the mix. But they never sold him. The player said no to putting pen to paper onto the new contract that Arsenal presented in there for you. So, and for Carl Hayne, as Arsenal was really luring him or convincing him to sign a new contract, they promised him that they will offer him a loan to go and really improve himself and become a better goalkeeper. You understand? Meaning that Arsenal has to bring in Dan Bentley, and then this Tommy Setford guy will obviously kick into and really do his job very, very, very well. So that is it coming in through from the man himself, Carl Hayne. Then Joseph Chintu, if we have Partey, we don't need Onana. All right, I've told you the reason as to why Partey is really unreliable. He's earning huge wages, £200,000 a week, and he's never readily available. Unless otherwise, Arsenal are really willing to obviously lose him on a free because he's left with just 1 year on his contract. That is it. And he's in his early 30s, meaning that injuries are really more expected to come into his career than never before. But I've already told you that Partey is a better player than Onana, but Partey is really not reliable. Kaiwa Ian, Arsenal steadily have 3 centre forwards: Kai Havertz, Trossard, Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, they are there, but a decision has to be made. I tell you, a decision has to be made on how Arteta is really going to be playing next season. And during the preseason, it's really going to be very hard that Kai Havertz might really play for Arsenal when they return from the US, when they're playing against Bayern Leverkusen and I think Lyon at the Emirates. You understand? But we would love to see where Mikel Arteta is planning to really play the guy called Kai Havertz. I have a story that I've gone ahead obviously getting from a source from Arsenal indicating that there is a player who is really untouchable, and that is Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus is untouchable, and we all know to it that if he keeps himself fit, he's going to blossom into the preseason. And trust me, the first game that Aston is really going to be playing to open up the Premier League, I think they're opening up with this Wolverhampton Wanderers, Arsenal will see this guy lead their line. And what will Arteta do if at all he signs in a centre forward who wants obviously been the starting 11 of Arsenal, and Jesus hits the ground running? You get? Because the manager rates Gabriel Jesus highly. If Jesus can obviously score those goals and put in assists, Arteta will pick him ahead of any other centre forward at Arsenal, because Arteta loves the player die. We all know that. Then we are having all Arsenal are very angry at Arteta. Selstar, Obi Mikel, talent at back. All right, thank you. Stop discuss Onana. Okay, we now is a Villa player. No, we have to discuss, because this channel is really multi-purpose. We talk different teams here. We have to talk about anything. It's not that this is an Arsenal channel only. We even bring in news from other teams. So it's not an Arsenal channel, guys, only. We bring in other news. And I had to obviously bring you Onana, telling you that he's really undergoing his medical, and his medical is really underway. Then Dila Freddy, hey bro, good evening. Thank you for the show. Kindly tell us about Emily Smith-Rowe's situation at Arsenal. I'm watching you from Masindi. Emily Smith-Rowe's situation at Arsenal is obviously very doubtful. With the goal he scored yesterday, he might be looking sharp to really show to it that, to show to Mikel Arteta, prove to him that I'm not really worthy leaving Arsenal. A bid was made of £30 million, rejected, and us and Fulham are really planning to put in a bid. Crystal Palace is planning to put in a bid for Emily Smith-Rowe, and the club is really in dilemma. And when he really boards that plane to go to the US, I tell you, it's really going to be hard for Arsenal to obviously sell him, you know, and we are waiting to see how things really pan out for that player. Now, let's obviously go to Fabrizio Romano. A big here we go has been sounded today from Fabrizio Romano. Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg to Olympique Marseille. Here we go. Documents are set to be signed by the Danish midfielder who is joining from Spurs. Tottenham will receive a fee around 13.5 million euros to 14 million euros as Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg was not intention to sign a new deal. Højbjerg accepted after speaking to De Zerbi. De Zerbi is going to do a good job that side. He has brought in Mason Greenwood. He has brought in Højbjerg. He is going to bring in some exciting players. And guess what? He's also going in for Arsenal's centre forward that came in from the academy, who goes by the names of Nketiah. So looks like he has a budget of bringing in players, and he's trying to obviously build a very huge colossal force. And I tell you, PSG is really gonna really face it rough. Mason Greenwood, Nketiah, and Højbjerg in the team of Marseille, a lot has to obviously come in through and do the needful. So he's really building up a force that anyone can reckon with, and the League One is really going to be very, very interesting. When you look at how Monaco are strengthening themselves, Marseille, PSG, we are really going to enjoy that season. You know, this season, we are really going to enjoy it to the fullest. I'm having Dila Freddy. Hey bro, good evening. Thank you for the show. All right, you asked me about Smith-Rowe and Kahendo Oliver, Mr. Aradi. After Setford and Calafiori, you think who could be next? I think a striker could be coming in next for the club of Arsenal. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokan David has been my name. Kaiwa Ian, thank you for watching through. And everyone, this is the second video of the day first stream, but you're going to be coming back, and hopefully Calafiori, here we go, comes to pass, and we obviously present it to you before the day ends. I'm having Maganda Mawazi. Let me correct you. Arteta never sold Obi. All right, you're right about it. He never sold him. Arsenal presented a very huge proposal, and the player was like, I don't need that proposal. So we are powered by Mono Gadgets 256. If you need a phone, 1. If you need a laptop, 2. And you need a used phone or used laptop, you call +256 70 99 88 665. Call that number. They'll be at your service and you'll come here and thank me later. We sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. And this is what we do on a daily. We are obviously going to be reporting back to stream and obviously discuss with you more and more and more news as the world goes on. Today our stream was going to hit to come in late, but tomorrow Monday it's really going to come in early morning as we discuss lots of things concerning Arsenal into the mix. Bye bye, my mates. Ciao ciao. It's a 5